Hi, I'm Varnaz. Welcome to Low Carb Keto Recipes and Having Fun. Today, this is not my recipe. I remember seeing it in a fast motion video on Facebook and I've replicated it. So kudos to whoever brought this out. But it's a pizza meatloaf and it is absolutely amazing. Let me show you what it looks like and then I'm going to eat it. That's my dinner today, by the way. That's the, I don't know how to take this video. That's the meatloaf and that's my salad. So let me bring this in front of you just to show you the piece of meatloaf. That's cheese, by the way, falling out. Absolutely amazing. I'm taking a bite and then here goes. Oh my god, just check that out. Check that out. That's cheese. Let's go to my kitchen and let's get cooking. So let's get straight into the recipe. Here I have tweaked the Facebook video a bit. I'm using beef. That's 1 kg of minced beef, and into that I've put in 1 onion finely chopped. You'll have to use your hands here and give it a great mix with your hands. In a strange way, the mince starts getting softer and ready to get it just works better when you use your hands. Yes, Snickers, I'm cooking and it's one of your favorites. Okay, I've added some thyme and some paprika. Feel free to use whatever herbs and spices you like. I thought some kind of, you can even use oregano or basil, anything. Oh god, this is stuck. Okay, so that's a big sprinkling of paprika, and I'm also using some taco seasoning. I thought this would be a nice little twist to it. In that goes, of course, some amazing black pepper. Will always bring out the flavor and make a meatloaf taste really good. So some of that, and as always, salt to taste. You'll need quite a bit if you're using 1 kg of the mince. With this amount of beef mince, you get a nice big meatloaf. So put all your herbs as you like according to the size of your meatloaf. Now in go the eggs. That's going to be our binding agent for this. Well, I'm also going to use something else which has not been used in the original video because I really wanted to make this foolproof for all of you. So in 1 kg mince, I've added 3 eggs. In go your hands again, and as you can see, it's really coming into a nice mix. If you use a blender, I think it's going to be quite a holy mess. So better to use your hands or a spatula, but hands work best in this recipe. Okay, now that we've given it a mix, I want to add something a little more to bind this. And I thought 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk would do the job, as well as the taste won't come out too much in the final product. So 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk, in that goes, and a nice mix again with your hands. Okay, now we are ready to begin to create our meatloaf. So I've taken a cookie sheet, and on that I'm putting 1 piece of parchment paper, and that's all that you'll really need. On that goes, you take about half of your mixture. This is really simple to make into a loaf. You don't even need a bread tin because you have to put a lot of cheese inside and pepperoni. A loaf tin will kind of make it a little restrictive. So you pat it down and you begin to create a loaf with your hands. Just see that it's equal thickness and it's equal, there's not bumps in the middle where one side is higher, but this is pretty much what the bottom of the loaf should look like. See, if it is another part has less, I've just picked a bit from the other side and patted it down. So that looks like quite a neat loaf to get this going. Okay, we still have another 2 layers to build, so it's quite a hearty meatloaf. This is a great dish to make beforehand. You can be eating this for the next week, at least 4 or 5 days. Okay, now that we've got that, I'm using Edam cheese. Feel free to use cheddar, mozzarella. The original recipe had mozzarella, but I thought I'd give it a little bit more flavor, and I'm using these Edam slices. Feel free to use a big block also, that will also work. So all I'm doing is folding them over, and to see that there's enough cheese, and putting them in such a way that it doesn't spill out of the corners. You leave a little bit on the left and right of the meatloaf because you are going to build one more layer on top. Now I'm putting some pepperoni over the cheese, and feel free, go crazy, put as much as you like. And after that, we are going to build our next layer on top of this. This looks pretty hearty as is, but to get a really amazing meatloaf, this is what I do with the second layer. You take again your leftover mixture and you begin to pat it on top and see that all your corners are well sealed. That's very important, otherwise your cheese will spill out. But it doesn't really matter. We are going to be eating all this cheesy, even if the cheese spills out. So as you can see, it's quite 1 kg of beef mince brings out a huge solid block. So it's truly a dream meatloaf, by the way. It's really yummy. So that's all the little bit of mixture I've got left. So I'm going to just equally put it all over on the sides. Keep patting your sides and seeing that it's a good meatloaf. This is going to be easy to bake, so you don't have to worry because of the psyllium husk that I've added and the eggs. There's going to be no breaking even after the baking. So I think the psyllium husk was a good add-on. It's almost like doing craft work. I'm creating it. So as I'm doing this, please do subscribe to my channel and don't forget to press the bell so you'll get all my future notification. I'm also with all my written recipes on Instagram, and I'm called @recipes low carb keto. Please feel free to join me there too, and I'm on Facebook too with low carb keto recipes and having fun. Okay, now that we've put up our top layer, why not we add a little bit more of pepperoni? It'll just give it a different look, and it'll truly feel like a pizza meatloaf. So literally you're working with some Play-doh, because it's sticking, it'll stick to it easily. You're forming it into a loaf. So this is completely a foolproof recipe, and making a meatloaf has never been easier than this. Now that I'm happy with my meatloaf, I'm ready to put it into the oven for anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. Just at, of course, 180 degrees centigrade or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. There you go. I'm satisfied, and here it is. This is when it's come out in my oven after 55 minutes. And oh, it smells absolutely divine. Okay, I'm dying to actually pull it off the parchment paper, the baking paper, so that I can actually show you how easy it is to slice even when it's come piping hot out of the oven. There you go. I've lifted it up. Can you see? If it was not holding together, there's no way I would have been able to lift this. So now let's just give it a slice and let's see what comes out. What it looks like from the inside. Are you excited? I am. Okay, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. And here we have it. Little bit of pepperoni peeping out. The cheese layer. Can you see how beautifully it's got packed in? You can actually slice this and make an entire dinner with it, along with a side serving of salad. This is great to even make beforehand and do a meal prep for the rest of your week. And this is also great to serve at a dinner or a party. Nobody will ever understand it's keto, and there's no change in taste, nothing. So thank you for watching my recipe, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, lots of love. Bye then.